The early reviews are in for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon spin-off, and let's just say they're not very good. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, and just to sum it up, The Walking Dead's Daryl Dixon show is extremely weird, not very good, and that's according to Forbes and a lot of other places. Of course, I believe it doesn't come out to the 10th of September, so still a wee bit to go, 3 days to go. But let's see. The embargo has lifted on The Walking Dead's second major spin-off, Daryl Dixon, following Daryl Dixon as he wakes up inexplicably in France and tries to find his way back home. So, to me, the whole concept's weird, right? Now, I'm actually all for The Walking Dead exploring different countries, but would it not be better to see France at the beginning of the apocalypse rather than 20 years down the line with Daryl Dixon? Because for me, that sucks. At the start of the show, Edward Jenner, Dr. Jenner, whatever you want to call him, he talked about the fact that the French were close to finding something. Is there not a spin-off in that rather than this? Like, even if you want to spend, like, you know, the first season on that and then bring Daryl in the second season. Now, I know you could say, well, maybe the viewers wouldn't care about that, and, you know, all we care about is Daryl Dixon. Big Daryl. But the problem is, man, it's apparently to this, it's going in some deeply weird directions. The problem isn't Daryl himself, though. Norman Reedus is still very cool, and I like Daryl as a character, but this scenario they've concocted, brother, for him is just bizarre. Daryl wakes up drifting onto the French coast. I swear this show was originally pitched as Daryl trying to figure out how he got there. One of the central mysteries of the series, but it turns out that just isn't true. Without spoiling the answer, Daryl absolutely knows how he got there. It's not a mystery to him at all. Eventually, the audience is told a few episodes in, so we catch up with him. It's very strange. Daryl finds himself pulled into a convent of post-apocalyptic nuns who are armed enough to protect themselves. Just don't call them warrior nuns, I suppose. Daryl is being haunted by a paramilitary group after killing a few of them, defending some locals, but the nuns have a request of Daryl once he arrives. They believe Daryl is someone who was prophesied to escort a specific kid named Laurent, who lives at the convert, to a safer location somewhere in France called The Nest. The nuns believe that Laurent is the chosen one who will lead humanity into a new age of recovery following the collapse, a new messiah for the Dark Age. So, you know, it just sounds absolutely fucking ridiculous, to say the least. It just sounds like it's like copying The Last of Us to a degree, where it's like, here, there's this kid, where she's the chosen one, she's the one that's going to take us out of this dark age, she's the cure, yada yada yada. Now the problem is that this article is saying is that the kid Laurent is actually extremely annoying in Walking Dead history. No exaggeration. I suppose the idea was that if Daryl doesn't talk much, the kid would talk all the time, but they make him some sort of prodigy. Laurent, it's not even a girl. Who talks like he's a middle-aged college professor who speaks a bunch of language and always spouting off facts about history and sociology. He's exceptionally annoying, and if we were supposed to be the future leader of humanity, I think we're doomed. Daryl Dixon tries to implement this weird religious aspect into the whole thing, pushing the bounds of whether The Walking Dead is actually going to tread into the supernatural other than being physics of zombies themselves. But outside of this, I could not believe how much the central storyline ends up ripping off HBO's The Last of Us. Like, my jaw dropped when I understood what was happening. Without going into details, it kind of ruined the entire thing for me, even if it's possible to believe, given the development times of both series, it could just be a coincidence. So there you have it, guys. That is the early reviews of this Walking Dead show. Apparently, it's ripping off The Last of Us, and is it extremely weird. I just really hope we do not get The Last of Us Episode 3 wung in here, because that was the weirdest. That was the weirdest of the weird. Daryl Dixon thinking he's a big man. Him and Bill. I do not want to see Bill and Frank. Bill and Frank, we want yous to go home. We didn't want yous in our feds. Bill and Frank, leave us the hell alone. But anyway, guys, that's what we're going to do. The early reviews are in. It's copied The Last of Us. It's extremely weird. There's a kid speaking like a professor. Daryl Dixon's still boring, and he still looks clinically depressed. It automatically sounds worse than Dead City. It really does, but I guess only time will have to see, guys. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Until then, peace.